All right, let's talk about our race writing procedure. I wanted to go through this because there has been a lot of questions. Number one, you guys have been pretty good about this. You're reading both articles. You're highlighting all the human characteristics. What is a human characteristic? Paige.
A trait that describes a person.
A trait that describes a person. Give me a trait that Cuba, Kansas has to describe it. So, Solomon. Generosity would be one. That would be a human characteristic. Absolutely. What's another one, Casey?
Friendship.
Friendship. There's a good one. Right?
Pride.
Pride. Okay, good. So you get that. That's the first step. And somebody said, well, that's different than what we do in language arts. Well, yeah, when we start going over primary documents during Kansas history, I'm going to give those to you. And you first have to, as we'll go through our HIT books next week, how to become historians, you're going to have to start deciphering and pulling information out of those primary sources. So this is kind of the first step. The next one is the pre-write web. And I've had a lot of questions on that, so I decided I'll just make a little graphic here for you to look at if you need it. This is part of our pre-write process. We want the question in the middle. Characteristic, characteristic, characteristic. One sentence example, one sentence example, one sentence example. So essentially you have 4 sentences and 3 words, and that's all it needs to be. Now I know that this is what a lot of you like to do, and that's just your age. When I give you a writing, you like to write a novel. You will write 2 or 3 pages, and that's fine, but all we're asking for is a paragraph here. And so by doing the sentence on each one, you're limiting the work you have to do when you write your paragraph. If you look over here and you've got like 3 or 4 examples, how long is that going to make your paragraph? We had somebody in first hour estimate it. They were talking 11 or 12 sentences. I don't see very many 12-sentence paragraphs. We want to keep our writings down to 6-sentence paragraphs. Right? Yep.
If we've already made our web and it was like a lot more, like a couple examples, is it okay in our real one if we just
Now,
have one?
Let's talk about a couple. My couple is 2. Is that what your couple is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's like I wrote them out and kind of described each of them, so when I write my real one, well, I just have to shorten it.
You mean shorten like you have 2 or 3 sentences for one example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shorten it down, summarize it a little bit. Yep, that's a good question. But keep it simple here. Yes.
I have
3 examples? Okay, this is what I told somebody else. It's okay. You need to get probably a new sheet of paper, because what I've been seeing on a lot of them is craziness. And then you're going to get to your outline and you're not even going to know where to begin. Yeah, basically. Okay. All right. Any other questions on this web? Any other questions on the web? Ask them now. Ask them now. Yes, ma'am.
So I wrote about like 2 examples, so should I rewrite it? Like I did 2 examples.
Let me clarify this. If you got 4 or 5 examples for one characteristic, you might want to start over. If you got 2, erase 1. Erase it. If you got 4 or 5, it's going to be hard to do. Okay, so we got plenty of time. We have plenty of time. Yes, sir.
Can we write a rough one and then a final one?
Go ahead. A rough and a final web?
Yeah.
Though the web's part of your rough process, so probably not. I'd stick to one web. Yep.
If we have 3 examples, can we just cross 2 of them out?
I would get a nice copy where it's not cluttered. You'll thank me later for it, trust me. Okay? I know it sounds tough now, but you'll thank me later. Like I said, this is kind of like riding a bike. You remember the first time you took the training wheels off and you rode your bike? How did that go when you first figured out you were by yourself, right? You fell down, right? But after the 5th, 6th, 7th time, what were you doing? How many people were like, I'm popping wheelies, I'm hitting my brakes and skidding out, doing all? It's going to get better after each time we do this. The first time is going to be rough. Okay. And then after this process, you go to the outline. And don't forget, in the middle of the tables, you have the bookmarks that have all the transition words for you. to help you in your paragraph. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I had a question about the outline. So, because it's like you restate the question, and then when you answer the question completely, do you put your examples in that there, or do you put your examples in down here?
We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Okay. Right now, most of you are focused on the webs right now, I'm guessing, right? Show of hands, who are right now on the web? Okay, good job. I'll come around and help with the outlines a little bit.